Pocahontas herself, in the flesh, Senator Elizabeth Warren got destroyed today by RFK Jr. during his Senate confirmation hearing. And I don't know how she thought she was going to come across, but you guys watch this and tell me, how much do you guys think she got paid to try to shill for Big Pharma here? Hey, if you think we need to get corporate money like this out of politics, smash that like button for me and maybe subscribe. I appreciate you guys.
RFK Jr. put on an impressive display during his confirmation hearing, despite the Democrats' best attempts to destroy him.
Democrat senators sneered at RFK Jr. as he confronted the lawmakers about wasting taxpayers' money.
Elizabeth Warren had an almighty breakdown when RFK accused her of being a big pharma shill.
Kennedy, I want to start with something that I think you and I agree on, and that is that Big Pharma has too much power in Washington. You've said that President Trump asked you to, quote, clean up corruption and conflicts. Sounds great. You've said that you will, quote, slam shut the revolving door between government agencies and the companies they regulate. That also sounds great. So here's an easy question. Will you commit that when you leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member?
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit
You're
to
not going to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh. Yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay.
See, the crazy thing, the reason why Kennedy was in such disbelief at that question, is he going to take money from Big Pharma, is because he's been suing Big Pharma and been involved in jab-related lawsuits. Wisner Baum, a personal injury law firm that employs Kennedy's son Connor, is leading litigation against Merck over serious side effects from its human papilloma virus jab, Gardasil. Kennedy has profited from a consulting deal with the firm, and under his ethics agreement would retain a 10% stake of fees awarded by the court as long as the cases do not involve HHS or the US government. Which, I don't know about y'all, but to me that's extra points, extra reason to confirm the guy.
Good, that's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this question.
I don't think any of them want to give me money, by the way.
Let's keep going. You're right, because to say yes, because every American has the right to know that every decision you make as our number one health officer is to help them and not to make money for yourself in the future. So I want to talk more about money. I'm looking at your paperwork right now.
No, she's not. She's reading off a paper right now. She's clearly reading off a speech, pausing when she looks up, and then goes back to reading a speech, and a sentence of that speech says, I'm looking at your paperwork. I bet you she don't even have any of his paperwork on that desk. She's just reading a speech that one of her aides wrote for her.
In the past 2 years, you've raked in $2.5 million from a law firm called Wisner Baum. You go online, you do commercials to encourage people to sign up with Wisner Baum to join lawsuits against vaccine makers. And for everyone who signs up, you personally get paid. And if they win their case, you get 10% of what they win. So if you bring in somebody who gets $10 million, you walk away with $1 million.
I am 100% okay with this. I don't know about you guys. Me personally, 100%, 200% absolutely okay with this, man. It makes me feel better knowing that there's people making money off of this right now going after these pharmaceutical companies.
Now, you just said that you want the American people to know you can't be bought. Your decisions won't depend on how much money you could make in the future. You won't go to work for a drug company after you leave HHS. But you and I both know there's another way to make money. So, Mr. Kennedy, will you also agree that you won't take any compensation from any lawsuits against drug companies while you are secretary and for 4 years afterwards?
Well, I'll certainly commit to that while I'm secretary. But I do want to clarify something because you're making me sound like a shill.
Now that they're on their back foot, their whole thing is going to be, hey, whoa, government is supposed to be neutral, and neutral means that, sure, maybe you don't take money from us, but then you also can't sue us.
I put together that case. I did the Science Day presentation to the judge on that case to get it into court.
Mr.
Kennedy, hearing.
Mr. Kennedy, it's just a really simple question.
Yeah,
You've taken in $2.5 million. I want to know if you will commit right now that not only will you not go to work for drug companies, you won't go to work suing the drug companies and taking your rake out of that while you're a secretary and for 4 years after.
Why can't he sue the drug companies for 4 years after he's in office? That's not the same thing as the revolving door. She's trying to draw a false equivalency right now. Dude, this is a logical fallacy. There is no moral equivalency between receiving cutbacks from corporate interest and suing corporate interest for violating public trust. Suing corporate interest for violations is totally morally okay. Receiving the cutbacks is not. Stop pretending like they're the same thing, Pocahontas.
It's just...
I'll commit to not taking any fees from drug companies while I'm secretary.
No. I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
Lady, he's now already agreed twice while in office he's not going to take fees from lawsuits and cutbacks. He agreed the first time when you interrupted him, and he just agreed a second ago.
You're asking me to not sue drug companies,
No,
and I'm not going to agree to that,
drug
Senator.
companies as much as you want.
I'm not going to agree to not sue drug companies or anybody.
So let's do a quick count here of how, as Secretary of HHS, if you get confirmed, you could influence every one of those lawsuits. Well, let me start the list.
Oh, please do, Miss Warren. Why do I feel like this is going to actually put me in a really good mood?
You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint people to the CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular vaccine from the vaccine schedule. You could remove vaccines from special compensation programs, which would open up manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation even if there is no causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it easier to bring junk lawsuits. You could turn over FDA data to your friends at the law firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of HHS.
You know what, Elizabeth Warren? You're absolutely right. RFK Jr. would make a way better health secretary than I ever imagined. Thank you for informing me.
Senator, you're asking me not to sue pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Health. Look, no one should.
She just pulled up the same piece of paper from her whole speech. And she's acting like she's like this is now like she's having a realization about him.
Be fooled here. As Secretary of HHS, Robert Kennedy will have the power to undercut vaccines and vaccine manufacturing across our country.
Look at, dude, she's an actress. This whole thing is a performance right now, dude. I'm seriously questioning whether she believed a single thing she said. Yo, guys, New York Magazine was caught erasing black Trump supporters to make an event look like an all-white rally. I think Trump is serious about ending the income tax. Check out all the details.